Hello, Vita. A very good evening to all of you. So, I welcome you all in the most important chapter of your complete syllabus, paper number 5. The chapter name is chapter number 7, Performance, Measurement and Evaluation. Trust me, dear students, if you maintain discipline in this particular chapter, there are total 6 sessions that have been allotted to this particular chapter. I guarantee you, you will score minimum 20 marks out of this chapter in examination. The most important chapter, the only thing required to crack this particular chapter is discipline. I already told you, beta, once our session is over, you have to devote minimum 15 to 20 minutes on your own, revising the concept that has been taught in the session. If you do this, I guarantee you, I'm not assuring you, I'm guarantee you that out of 100 marks paper, this chapter will cover 20 marks and you will be very comfortable to attempt this 20 marks question of this particular chapter, chapter number 7. ठीक है बेटा, तो अब ध्यान दीजिए इस पे पढ़ना क्या है अपने को. द चैप्टर हेडिंग इज परफॉर्मेंस मेजरमेंट एंड इवेल्युएशन. So we will do two things in this particular chapter. First of all, we will measure the performance, and once the performance has been measured, that is quantified, then that particular performance will be evaluated. Whether the performance is satisfied or not, if it is negative, what are the impact on non-financial areas? We will consider that one. What will be the impact on customer? What will be the impact on employee? What will be the impact on shareholder? Each and every user of financial statement, stakeholder will be considered in this particular chapter, performance, measurement, and evaluation. So to evaluate the performance, first of all, we should quantify them through, there are different techniques available of quantification. First of all, we will quantify the performance, and then that performance will be evaluated. Suppose beta a case study comes of 20 marks from this particular chapter, then definitely 12 marks will be related to evaluation part. The computation part although carry marks, but they will be less than 50% out of the total marks allotted to that particular question of this particular chapter number 7. Okay, please give the heading in your copy beta, then we will write down some important points before starting this particular chapter. Please give the heading in your copy. Chapter number 7. Chapter number 7, performance, measurement, and evaluation. Performance, measurement, and evaluation. Now, one obvious question comes in my mind. Please answer that one, beta. In this particular chapter, we have to measure the performance and then evaluate the same. Whether that performance, measurement, and evaluation, we are measuring the performance of the company or of a particular department. Can you please express your views on that, beta? In this particular chapter, whether we are measuring the performance of the company as a whole or we are measuring the performance of a particular department. Pradeep, South Indian student beta, Seema, Suresh, Bhavin, Karthik, good evening. चलिए जल्दी से मुझे बताइए बेटा, whether we are measuring the performance of the company as a whole through this chapter or we are measuring the performance of a particular department. Okay beta, chaliye, rightly said, we are measuring the performance of a particular department. In this particular chapter, we are not measuring the performance of the department. We are measuring the performance. Of a department, not of the company. So please write down the very first point. Please write down the very first point. In this particular chapter, comma, we are measuring and evaluating how to measure and evaluate. We are here to measure and evaluate the performance of a department. Write down a department in inverted comma. ओके बेटा, देखिए अब इस चैप्टर के क्या क्या कंटेंट है. In this particular chapter we will do lot of MCQs. MCQs are ready. Once the concept is over, we will more sharp our knowledge through this MCQ pattern beta. Okay, so first of all, what is the coverage of this particular chapter? Let's discuss that one in the next 5 minutes, and then we will move towards the very first topic of this chapter. Okay, so basically this chapter, performance measurement, first of all a topic is there regarding the responsibility center. I already told you that the performance will be measured and evaluated of a particular department. So the department in the organization are decentralized. What do you mean by centralized and decentralized? In centralized organization, all the decision-making power rests with the strategic level of management. If that is the case, then definitely if department has no power whatsoever, then their performance cannot be evaluated on different grounds. But if we have decentralized our organization, that is full autonomy is given to each and every department to make their own decision in the best interest of the company, then definitely we have to measure the performance and also evaluate the same to check whether they have performed well, not only from financial viewpoint, but also from non-financial viewpoint also. Okay, so basically this chapter will divide the responsibility of a particular department into 4 parts: cost center, revenue center, profit center, and investment center. Majority of the questions are framed when department are investment center. We will discuss in detail what do you mean by responsibility center, and responsibility centers are bifurcated into 4 parts: cost center, revenue center, profit center, and investment center. Okay, then once the responsibility has been fixed of a particular department, then at the end of the period, we will measure the divisional performance. This measurement of divisional performance can be solely on the ground of financial, that based on financial data, we will measure and evaluate whether the department has performed well or not. We can also take the help of non-financial models. There are total 5 non-financial models available in our syllabus, which will not only measure and evaluate on financial ground, but they will also consider the non-financial ground viewpoint of all the stakeholders, such as creditor, such as customer, such as employees of the organization, government, environment. Different stakeholder view will be considered in financial and non-financial data. And the last one will be the triple bottom line. If you want to measure your performance based on social ground, based on environmental ground, then this concept is applicable, known as triple bottom line. So we are having a choice in this particular chapter. We can measure the performance based on financial ground alone, based on financial and non-financial models, and based on triple bottom line model. Whatever we choose, at the end of the period, a performance report will be prepared. Based on what technique, what model we have applied, we will prepare a performance report. That performance report will be submitted to the strategic level of management, and that performance report will be benchmarked not only from internal but also from external. So all the topic are there. And the last topic in this particular chapter is, can only the organization whose objective is to earn profit can measure their performance? The answer is no. Even the not-for-profit organization, we are having a technique, we are having a mechanism that how to measure the performance of a non-for-profit organization so that their performance will be measured and evaluated so that they can be held accountable for whatever donation money they have received for the faith. Okay, so there are total, the first topic is responsibility center. The second topic is financial model for performance measurement and evaluation. The third will be a mixed balance financial as well as non-financial model. The fourth one will be the social and triple bottom line. Then we will go for benchmarking concept. And at the last of the end of the chapter, we will go how to measure the performance of an organization which is not intended to make profit. That is, in case of NGOs, how their performance will be measured and evaluated. Okay, beta? So this is the complete syllabus of this particular chapter. Okay, so let's start the very first topic. We will study this topic, but not today. I want to start this first lecture of this particular chapter through financial model. Okay, we will study the responsibility center. What do you mean by responsibility center? How they are bifurcated in the next lecture. But, so first of all, give the heading. Second point, divisional performance measurement. Divisional performance measurement. So this topic is very, very important. The topic name is characteristics of a good divisional performance measure. Please listen very carefully, beta. This is very important. Whenever you are making calculation for measurement or when you are evaluating, definitely all these 3 points comes very handy. Okay, so we are studying characteristics of a divisional performance measurement. Whenever you decide how we will measure the performance of a particular department, then that performance metrics, what should be the characteristics of that performance metric, we are studying that point. Okay, give the heading, beta. Characteristic. Whenever at the start of the year, comma, we are deciding, whenever at the start of the year, we are deciding on which basis, comma, the performance should be measured, comma, then the performance model should possess the following characteristic. Then the performance model should possess the following characteristic. Write down the very first point, goal congruence. The very first characteristic every performance model should contain, whether it's a financial model or whether it's a non-financial model. The very first characteristics of a good performance model is goal congruence. Okay, now this technical terminology, the goal congruence, what does it mean? Now please listen very carefully, beta. Once we understand this concept, and then I will make you write it down. What do you mean by goal congruence? I already told you that this particular chapter is based on decentralized environment. Okay, What do you mean by decentralized environment? In which different functions, different departments have been given autonomy to make their own decision. To make their own decision. Organization will at the end of the period will decide based on internal benchmarking and external benchmarking whether the department or the functional manager has performed in the best interest of the organization or not. So the very first point, make it very clear in your mind, this chapter is applicable only and only in case of decentralized environment, where delegation of responsibility, authority has been delegated to the operational level of the management so that they can take their day-to-day routine decision, and at the end of the period, based on the performance model selected, we will evaluate, we will measure and evaluate them. So the very first characteristic of a good performance model is goal congruence. So coming back to the point, what do you mean by goal congruence? Please listen very carefully. Whenever a department takes a decision, because autonomy has been given to them, they will take their department decision on their own without any approval from the strategic level of management. So whenever a department is taking decision, that decision must not only benefit that particular department, but the decision taken by the department, if benefits the company as a whole, then the decision is said to be taken in the form of goal congruence. जो एक हिंदी कहावत है ना बेटा, मिले फुर मेरा तुम्हारा, मिले फुर मेरा तुम्हारा, बस वही बात यहां पे है कि जो आपका डिपार्टमेंट डिसीजन ले रहा है, that decision not only benefit the department, but that decision taken by the department must also benefit the company as a whole. Because what happens when we have given the autonomy to the department, they know that their performance is to be measured at the year end. So they will try to improve their performance, although the decision taken by them to increase their performance might not benefit the company. We will see later on in case of ROI and RI, how this thing happens, that decision taken by a department benefits that particular department, but not as a company. Okay, so the first characteristic is whenever you are deriving any performance metrics, performance model, that model should promote goal congruence. That is, there should be some incentive for department to take decision not only in their favor, but also in the favor of the organization. Okay, बेटा, तो लिखिए बेटा गोल कॉन्ग्रुएंस में आप. When the decision taken by the department, when the decision taken by the department comma not only benefits that particular department, not only benefits that particular department, comma, but it also benefits the organization as a whole. But it also benefits the organization as a whole. Clear है बेटा, गोल कॉन्ग्रेस का मतलब क्लियर हुआ. What we are studying, whenever performance model is to be decided by the organization, that performance model should possess the following three characteristics. And one of the characteristics is that performance model should promote goal congruence, that if decision taken by the department must benefit the company overall. That's the main objective. Second, लिखिए बेटा, drop one line and then write down the second characteristic, controllable factor. Controllable factors. What does this mean, controllable factors? Please listen very carefully, beta. Whenever you are measuring the performance of a department, whenever you are measuring the performance of a department, consider only those transactions which are under the direct control of a particular department, So the second characteristics that performance model should possess is the controllable factor. Whatever the formulas, whatever the inclusion has been decided in that performance model, that inclusion, that formula should only promote the controllable factor. That is, if a factor is out of control from a viewpoint of a particular department, then that is known as uncontrollable factor. So every performance model must contain only those transactions which are controllable from the viewpoint of the department. Okay, can you please name me beta one uncontrollable factor that we should not consider while measuring the performance? Suppose if that uncontrollable factor occurs, we should ignore that one. I'm waiting for your answer, beta. Please communicate me. Okay, controllable factor we understand. So what if uncontrollable factor? Can you give one example of that? Okay, beta, I know that answer. That's why I have asked you to give you more clarity on this. Many students have answered government policies, earthquake, natural calamity, fire. No, beta. Please listen very carefully. No cost is uncontrollable from the viewpoint of the company. The distinction between controllable cost and uncontrollable cost is from the viewpoint of a particular department. Once again, I am repeating, no cost is uncontrollable from the viewpoint of company. Each and every cost is controllable from the viewpoint of company. Okay, controllable. For controllable and uncontrollable if with respect to a particular department. If that cost is under the control or that department influence the incurrence of that cost, that is controllable cost. If although the department is bearing such cost, but the incurrence or the decision related to that is not under the control of that particular department, then all such expenses are known as uncontrollable cost from the viewpoint of a particular department. Mind it, beta, each and every cost is controllable from the organizational viewpoint. Okay, sir, can you please tell me what are the examples of an uncontrollable cost from the viewpoint of a particular department? The answer is very simple, beta. In a factory, there are many expenditure which are directly related to a particular department. Okay, what we call technically, can you please recall that terminology? Allocation of overhead. There are some overhead in the component of overhead in the organization which benefits only and only a single department. Okay, so the incurrence or the decision related to that will be taken by the department itself. Okay, so that will be a controllable cost for that particular department. But there are n number of components of overhead which are not controlled by a single department. The organizational control them. A single department cannot have influence on the incurrence or the decision making of that particular component of overhead. So what we will do at the start of the year, we decide a recovery rate. Based on that, the common overhead of the organization will be apportioned to each and every department on some logical basis. याद आ रहा है बेटा ये कंसेप्ट आपको कुछ याद आ रहा है बेटा आपको ये चीज समझ में आया? So every cost is controllable from the viewpoint of organization. the controllability and the uncontrollability if from the viewpoint of a particular department, if the incurrence of that cost is within the hands of that particular department, that is known as controllable cost. Okay. But if the cost is although bear by that particular department, borne by that particular department, but the decision or the incurrence of that is not to be taken by that particular department, the expenses will be apportioned to that particular department, then that cost is known as uncontrollable factor. So all the transactions which are controllable from the viewpoint of a particular department, that should alone be considered while measuring the performance. Uncontrollable cost should be eliminated from deciding the performance measure. Okay, please write down, beta. Controllable factor heading दिया. Only those transactions which are under the direct control of a particular department, only those transactions which are under the direct control of a particular department, comma, that alone should be considered while measuring the performance. While measuring the performance. Next line में लिखे point यही है बेटा. Next line. In other words, uncontrollable cost from the viewpoint of department, uncontrollable cost from the viewpoint of department should be excluded while measuring the performance. Should be excluded while measuring the performance. Bracket में examples लिखिए बेटा. Apportionment of head office expenses to department. Apportionment of head office expenses to department. Comma. Apportionment of common expenses. Apportionment of common expenses, etc. क्लियर हुआ बेटा. सेकेंड पॉइंट. पहला पॉइंट क्या था? जो भी परफॉर्मेंस मॉडल यू हैव सिलेक्टेड, दैट परफॉर्मेंस मॉडल शुड प्रमोट goal congruence. That is, departments are encouraged through that performance model to take decision in the favor of the organization. Okay. The second point, whenever that performance model is derived, consider only those transactions which are under the direct control of a particular department. If the expenses are apportioned one, then definitely the incurrence and the decision related to incurrence are not in the hand of that particular department. Third point, likhe beta, drop 1 or 2 lines and then write down the third point. Long-term and short-term objectives. I will do one thing. I will tell you the short-term objective of the organization and I will ask from you, can you please tell me what do you mean by long-term objective of the organization? The short-term objective, financial, earning huge amount of profit in the current financial year so that our shareholder will be very happy, so that wealth maximization can be done. This can be the short-term objective of an organization to maximize the profit of the company. Now, beta, can you please tell me what can be the long-term objective of the organization? Because in the short run, you can earn profit. multiple times. But if you want to remain competitive, but if you want to survive in this particular industry for a long period of time, definitely you should also have your long-term objectives. So can you please point out some long-term objectives of the organization that are not financial in nature? I have given you the hint, that are not financial in nature. Give me bit of your answers. Okay, Seema Suresh, सही है बेटा. Diversification of product, evolving product with changing environment, very good. Competitive, sustainable strategy, Karthik, the answer is acceptable, beta. So, what I mean to say, you have to satisfy the need and requirement of all the stakeholders. Through short-term objective, you fulfill the need and requirement of one of the stakeholder, that is the shareholder. I'm talking about stakeholder, beta. Stakeholder includes shareholder. So through short-term objective, you have fulfilled the need of the shareholder. Now it's turn for other stakeholder. The other stakeholder are supplier. The other stakeholder are customer. The other stakeholder are employees. The other stakeholder are society, environment. So there are different stakeholder attached with your organization. So the long-term objective should be whether we are supplying our customer the best quality product at lowest price and at the committed delivery time. First point, whether we are giving the healthy environment to the workers, whether the environment in our organization is safe in regard to that, whether we are paying our worker best in the industry. That is the non-financial factor related to long-term objectives of the organization. है ना? तो लिखिए बेटा, long-term and short-term objectives, long-term and short-term objectives. If we लिखिए, the short-term objective is financial in nature. The short-term objective is financial in nature. That is maximizing the wealth of the shareholders. That is maximizing the wealth of the shareholders. Okay, beta. Then write down next line. The long-term objective of the organizations, the long-term objective of the organization are non-financial in nature. With focus on, other stakeholder requirement, which focus on other stakeholder requirement, such as customers, supplier, employees, society, etc. क्लियर हुआ बेटा तीनों ऑब्जेक्टिव? सो प्लीज एक बार रिवाइज कीजिए. व्हाट आर द characteristics of a good divisional performance measurement? The first characteristic is that performance medal should encourage my departmental manager to take decision in the best interest of the organization. Second point, only those factors should be considered in the measurement of performance which are controllable in nature from the viewpoint of the organization. Okay. And the third one is the performance model should not only be financial in nature, but it should also promote the need and satisfaction of other stakeholders, such as suppliers, such as customers, such as employee, government, society, etc. Okay, beta? Chale. So this is the very basic point regarding all the performance model, whether you are studying the financial model or financial and non-financial model or the social and environmental model, the triple bottom line. Okay, so let's start the very first fact of performance measure, that is the financial model. That is, when we are measuring the performance of a particular department, we are considering only and only the financial detail. Indirectly, we are ignoring the non-financial detail. That is, we are not focusing on the requirement of other stakeholder other than the shareholder. Okay, so basically all the financial model are having the short-term objective, that is, they only focus on how to maximize the profit of the organization. They do not consider the impact of the performance of a particular department on other stakeholder need and requirement. Okay, so please give the heading in your copy, beta. Financial model. Financial performance measurement. Underline the word financial. Financial performance measurement. In our syllabus, there are total 3 models which are available in financial performance measurement. I already told you, beta, in all the 3 models, the performance will be measured, the performance will be evaluated only from the viewpoint of financial transaction. We do not consider the need of other stakeholders such as customer, employees, or creditor. We are only focusing on wealth maximization of our shareholder through financial performance measurement model. Nowadays, if companies employing the technique of performance measurement and evaluation, there is always 100% chance that the performance model not only contain the financial detail, but also they will focus on how the performance of a particular department affect our other stakeholder of the organization. Okay, so there are total 3 financial performance measurement model available in our syllabus. The first one is return on investment, commonly known as ROI. Okay, you heard this name multiple times before that. The second technique of measuring the performance of a department on financial ground is residual income. There is every possibility that if a question is framed from financial performance measurement, then the first method, that is the return on investment ROI, and the second method RI will be asked in a single question in one or other requirement part. There is every chance, because whatever questions we are having in the study material, that is also based on the same concept, that in 1 or 2 requirement part, they will ask you to measure the performance on the basis of ROI. In the remaining part, they will ask you to measure the performance on the basis of RI. So they are very much comparable. When we study one by one, we will get the understanding that whatever advantage ROI is having, the same is being converted into the disadvantage of RI, that is residual income. Whatever the residual income RI is carrying the advantage, that is the disadvantage of return on investment. Okay. So in the third method that overcome the limitation of both this method is known as economic value added. Okay, beta. Till now, 2 questions, I think one is of 20 marks and the other is of 10 marks, has already been asked from the topic, third topic, that is economic value added. है ना? तो heading दिया बेटा आपने financial performance measurement. इसमें लिखिए बेटा, the following are the 3 models. The following are the 3 models comma, based on which we will measure the performance on financial ground. अब वन बाय वन लिखिएगा बेटा. राइट डाउन पॉइंट नंबर 1, रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट. Return on investment, write down in bracket ROI. Return on investment in bracket ROI. Write down the second model, residual income. Residual income. ब्रैकेट में लिखे, इसका एब्रिविएशन भी बहुत कॉमन है, RI. कैपिटल लेटर्स में लिखेगा RI. कैपिटल R, कैपिटल R. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इसी में, इकोनॉमिक वैल्यू एडेड. Economic value added, write down in bracket EVA. ओके बेटा, चलिए तो अब सबसे पहला मॉडल अपन स्टार्ट करते हैं, टू मेजर द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर डिपार्टमेंट. ओके, सो अभी तक हमने क्या देखा बेटा, ये पूरा चैप्टर जो है, दिस इज बेस्ड ऑन मेजरिंग द डिपार्टमेंटल परफॉर्मेंस. वी आर नॉट मेजरिंग द कंपनी परफॉर्मेंस, we are measuring the departmental performance. What are the topics that is available in this particular? The first topic is responsibility center. That is the delegation of authority has been given to department. There can be 4 types of responsibility center. We will look in the next session. The second one be the financial, the performance measurement model can be divided into broadly 3 parts: financial model, financial and non-financial model, and social and environmental model. In the financial model, we are having 3 models. In the non-financial, we are having 4 models. And in the social and environment, we are having 1 model known as triple bottom line. Once the performance has been measured and evaluated, then a performance report will be prepared. Based on that performance report, we will do the benchmarking, internal benchmarking or external benchmarking. That topic is also available in our syllabus, benchmarking. And at the end, a very special topic, because till that particular topic, we have studied from the viewpoint of an organization who is there to earn the profit. That is, whose primary objective is to earn the profit. But there are n number of organizations whose primary objective is not to earn the profit. Their primary objective is to serve the society. Okay, so not for profit organization, whether they can measure their performance, whether they can evaluate their performance, that is to be seen on the last topic, performance measurement for not for profit sector organization. Okay, then we have started, whenever you have to define a performance model based on which you will measure the performance of a particular department later on, that performance model should possess the 3 characteristics. The first characteristic is goal congruence. The second characteristic क्या थी बेटा, मैं भूल गया. What is the second characteristic? याद करिए, what is the second characteristic? Very good, very good, very good. याद आ रहा है, बोलिए. What is the second characteristic? The first one is goal congruence. The second one is controllable factor, and the third one are long-term and short-term objectives. Short-term are financial in nature, long-term are non-financial in nature. Clear है? Then we have started the financial model. In financial performance measurement, we are having 3 types of model. The first one is ROI, the second one is RI, and the third one is economic value added. So I am starting the very first financial model, return on investment. Okay, beta? Our discussion on return on investment will be divided into 5 parts. There are 2 terminologies. One is expressed in relative terms. The second one is expressed in absolute terms. Can you tell me, beta, what is when we express the data in relative terms, what does it mean? And when we express the same data in absolute term, what does this mean? Can you please tell me? What do you mean by expressing the data in relative term and expressing the data in absolute terms? What do you mean by expressing the data in absolute terms or expressing the data in relative terms? Okay, very good, beta. If the data is expressed in relative terms, it means we are expressing the data on percentage. Such as we are not writing how much profit we have earned in rupee, we are expressing that we have earned 22% profit, 22% profit. Okay, while when we express the data on absolute term, we write we have earned rupee 2,18,000 for the financial year. जब हम रुपी में एक्सप्रेस करते हैं देन इट इज नोन एज एब्सोल्यूट टर्म. जब हम परसेंटेज में एक्सप्रेस करते हैं देन इट इज नोन एज रिलेटिव टर्म्स. ओके, प्लीज लिखिए बेटा, कहीं पे टॉप मार्जिन पे लिखिए आप. If data is expressed in relative terms, comma, it means percentage का सिंबल लगाइए. It means percentage, inverted comma में. While if the data is expressed in absolute term, ABSOLUTE, ABSOLUTE, if the data is expressed in absolute terms, comma, it is expressed in rupee. रुपी का सिंबल लगा दीजिएगा इन्वर्टेड कॉमा में. इट इज एक्सप्रेस्ड इन रुपी. तो जो डिस्कशन रहने वाला है अपना आरओआई का, that will be bifurcated into a total 5 parts. First of all, the very simplest part, whenever we are calculating ROI, that ROI will be expressed in percentage terms. That is, ROI is 20%, 25%, 5%. So we will express the ROI on percentage term. It's not an absolute measurement terminology. It's a relative measurement terminology. Okay. The second point, what do you mean by return on investment? I already told you that this chapter is applicable whenever there is a decentralized environment or centralized environment. Can you tell me, beta? The concept of this chapter will be applicable when the departments are decentralized, or when the organization is decentralized, or when the organization is centralized. Can you please tell me? Okay, very good, beta. When the organization is decentralized, that is, the decision-making power of a particular function has been delegated to the manager of that particular department or function, so that the day-to-day decision can be taken by them individually without the approval from the strategic level of management. But at the end of the year, we will measure their performance and benchmark it internally as well as externally. Okay, so this is the point, beta. Decentralized environment में ये work करता है. Okay, so in a decentralized environment, you're given full autonomy to the departmental manager to take decision whatsoever, whether the decision are related to revenue in nature or whether the decision are related to capital in nature. The full authority has been given to the departmental manager. Now, at the end, we want to check whatever investment they are having during that particular period, or whatever investment decision, sale and purchase of more fixed asset, sale and purchase of more fixed asset, whatever the case may be, whether the assets, whether the investment in the form of assets available in the organization are utilized in the optimum manner or not, we will check it through return on investment. Through return on investment. The formula will be very simple. In the denominator, we will put up the profit, while in the numerator, we will put up the profit, and in the denominator, we will be having the investment. Other word can be the capital employed also. Okay. There is some advantage of using this ROI, and there is also some disadvantage if we measure the performance based on ROI. So please write down the very first point, beta. Give the heading first. Give the heading first. Relative, give the heading first. ROI. ROI, return on investment. Return on investment. ब्रैकेट में लिख दीजिएगा बेटा ROI. Write down the very first point. ROI is expressed in relative terms. ROI is expressed in relative terms. That is percentage basis. Write down the second point, beta, meaning. Meaning of ROI. लिखे बेटा. Full autonomy has been given to the department. Full autonomy has been given to the department to take day-to-day and capital investment decision. To take day-to-day decision along with the capital investment decision. Full stop. Through ROI, comma, we will check through ROI, comma, we will check whether the department has made optimum utilization of its investment in the form of assets available in the department. Whether the department has made optimum utilization of investment in the form of assets in the department. ठीक है बेटा. अब लिखिए आप इसका फॉर्मूला. व्हाट विल बी द फॉर्मूला ऑफ ROI? ROI is equal to divisional controllable profit divided by divisional controllable effects. Since it is expressed in relative term, therefore it will be multiplied by 100. ठीक है बेटा, अब एक एक टर्मिनोलॉजी समझते हैं बेटा, है ना, एक एक टर्मिनोलॉजी. कैन यू प्लीज टेल मी द रीजन in the numerator, in the denominator we have written the word divisional. Why we have written the word divisional? It's very simple beta. I have already told you that we are not measuring the performance of the company, we are measuring the performance of a particular department. Okay, so therefore the profit in the numerator will be related to a particular department. The effort or the investment that is applicable to that particular department, not related to the company. The second important word is controllable profit and controllable effects. What do you mean by controllable profit? Only those transactions should be considered in the performance measurement which are under the direct control of that particular department. We have already taken the example of uncontrollable factor. The uncontrollable factor are apportionment of head office expense. The second one is, suppose, apportionment of common expenses of the organization. They are incurred by other person. In other words, the common expense decision is not to be taken by that particular department alone. It is a common overhead. So therefore, the responsibility is common among all the departments. So a single department cannot influence the control and the incurrence of that particular component of overhead. So all the uncontrollable factors should be excluded from the controllable profit. Okay. Now, the point is whether the controllable effects includes only the fixed effect or it will also include the working capital. Please communicate me. Now we will come to the denominator. Whether in the denominator the effect consists of only the fixed effect or they consist of fixed effect as well as the working capital of that particular department. Okay, as per Fatima, it's only fixed effect. Okay, Aniket is communicating that it will be both fixed effect as well as working capital. Okay, what about other student? Balram, Pradeep, Jyoti, Rashmi, South Indian student, Bhaumik, Karthik, what's your view, beta? Whether that effect, Pradeep, Seema, what's your view? Whether the effects that will be utilized in the denominator part, whether that effects are only the fixed effect or they are also cover the working capital. Okay, Bhaumik, Kakkar, Karthik. Okay, I think each and every student have said both, except one or two student has communicated that only the fixed effect. And the answer is beta, whenever we are taking the performance of a department, all the effects in the direct control of that particular department will be considered while measuring the performance. Whether it's for fixed effect or whether it's for working capital effect, it doesn't matter. What matters with all those effects which are under the direct control of that particular department will be considered. Because in the numerator, not only the fixed effect has been contributed, but also the working capital has also contributed in earning the profit. So if in the numerator we have taken the total profit, then definitely in the denominator also we should consider not only the fixed effect but also the working capital. Okay, so please write down beta in your copy. give a small forwarding or give the star in this point, and then we will write down the key points in this. Okay, we will write 2 or 3 points in this. Write down the very first point. The controllable effort consists of fixed asset and working capital. Working capital is current asset minus current liability. Write down the very first point, beta. The controllable asset consists of fixed asset and working capital. Write down the second point इसी में, फिर मैं उसका आपसे एक आंसर लूंगा बेटा. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल राइट डाउन द सेकंड पॉइंट. Whether the assets is opening, closing, or we can say average. What's your view बेटा? जो भी आप, चलिए ये हमने समझ लिया कि हमें फिक्स्ड एसेट लेना है, हमें वर्किंग कैपिटल भी लेना है. नाउ द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, ओपनिंग वाली एसेट्स लेना है डिनोमिनेटर में, क्लोजिंग वाली एसेट्स लेना है, या हमें एवरेज एसेट्स लेना है? व्हाट योर व्यू ऑन दिस? Okay, beta. And the answer is, there is no fixed rule that the denominator asset should be the closing one or the opening one or the average one. There is no such rule. So for how we will decide? We will not decide it 110% whether the balance is opening or whether the balance to be taken is closing or whether the balance to be taken is average. That will be clearly available in the question itself. No doubt about that. So as a student, we will not fix that we will only take the opening or closing or the average. We will free ourselves and interpret the question, and definitely it's 110% guarantee that question will provide you the data which balances they want to utilize for computation of ROI, whether that is opening, closing or average. है ना? Please write down. इसी में लिखिए बेटा क्या आंसर है ना. The question will itself communicate whether the balances to be considered are the opening one, or closing one, or the closing one, or the average, ठीक है बेटा. चलिए बड़े आ गए अब अपन. अब नाउ द थर्ड पॉइंट. इसी में थर्ड पॉइंट डाउट क्रिएट करते रहना पड़ेगा ना, बिकॉज इन द एग्जामिनेशन इफ सच सिचुएशन अराइव then definitely there will be doubt and you will not be very comfortable in solving the question. That's why discuss each and every point. ये हो गया हमारा फिक्स्ड एसेट लेना है और वर्किंग कैपिटल लेना है. सेकंड हो गया हमें टेंशन नहीं लेना है, द बैलेंसेस टू बी टेकन विल बी कम्युनिकेटेड बाय द क्वेश्चन इटसेल्फ. कौन सा बैलेंस उसे चाहिए. थर्ड पॉइंट है ना, जो हमने फिक्स्ड एसेट की बात किया है, whether that fixed asset is after deducting depreciation or before deducting depreciation, है ना. चलिए बताइए बेटा, whether that fixed asset should be after deducting depreciation or before deducting the depreciation charge. Okay, as per Jyoti Kakkar, it's after deducting the depreciation charge. Okay beta. So it should be after deducting the depreciation charge. The logic is, if department is utilizing a asset to generate the profit, whether the ownership of that asset is with the department or not, it doesn't matter. If the benefit of assets is derived by the department, then definitely the asset should be after depreciation charge, है ना? तो लिखिए बेटा, थर्ड पॉइंट लिख दीजिए उसी में. It the fixed asset should be after deducting the depreciation charge. The fixed asset should be after deducting the depreciation charge. क्लियर हुआ बेटा ये पॉइंट सभी को? कैन आई अज्यूम ये तीनों पॉइंट आपको क्लियर है? पहला, हम इसे एक्सप्रेस करते हैं रिलेटिव टर्म्स में. सेकेंड, क्या पर्पस है आरओआई का? टू चेक वेदर whatever resources they are having, whether they have made the optimum utilization of such resources or not. And the third and the most important point, formula, है ना? चलिए, now point number 4. Advantage. What is the advantage of ROI? What is the advantage of ROI? Please write down, beta. ROI is ideal for comparing different departments ROI is ideal for comparison between different departments just a minute beta, even of different sizes, What we mean to say, suppose a person has invested ₹10 lakh in mutual funds, while the same person has invested ₹50 lakh through shares in the share market. Okay, एक ही बंदा है, उसका टोटल इन्वेस्टमेंट 25 लाख है. 10 lakh investment is through mutual fund, and the remaining 15 lakh investment is through direct purchase of a company share. Okay, तो अब यहाँ पे सवाल ये है कि क्या ये डिफरेंट साइज इन्वेस्टमेंट है? एक इन्वेस्टमेंट 10 लाख रुपए का है, दूसरा इन्वेस्टमेंट 15 लाख रुपए का है, and the mutual fund is providing a return of approximately 12% per annum, while the share appreciation is just 10%. Whether these two investment can be compared based on its ROI? that mutual fund is generating a ROI of 12%. The investment of mutual fund is just 10 lakh rupee, while the investment in share is generating a ROI of 10%. Whether these two investment can be compared based on ROI, and the answer is yes. Since the data is expressed in relative percentage, therefore even different size department can be compared based on ROI. है ना बेटा, important word क्या है? Different size department can be compared based on ROI, because ROI is expressed in relative term. So in percent, the total amount of investment is not material. We can easily compare that the mutual fund investment are better in providing the return as compared to the investment in shares of a company. Okay, now please write down fourth point, and a very, very important point. Write down the fifth point, disadvantage. If you are having red pen, beta, please write down this through red pen. Very, very important. Evaluating divisional managers on the basis of ROI, evaluating divisional managers on the basis of ROI may not encourage goal congruence. What do you mean by goal congruence? Whatever decision has been taken by the department, that decision must benefit the company. While the biggest drawback of ROI, although very simple and very commonly used across the world, but the biggest disadvantage, that the very first characteristic, we have seen three characteristics of a good performance model. The first one is goal congruence, the second one is controllable factor, and the third one is the long-term and short-term objective. And the very first characteristics is not fulfilled by this model, financial model ROI may not promote goal congruence. What does it mean? That decision taken by the department may be in the interest of the department, but that will not benefit the company as a whole. है ना? इसे मैं लिखिए बेटा नेक्स्ट लाइन में. In other words, although the decision may benefit the department, although the decision taken may benefit the department, but it will not benefit the organization as a whole. But it will not benefit the organization as a whole. Now we will prove this, beta. How the manager's mentality will work whenever their performance is evaluated on the basis of ROI, and they straight away take decision that is the benefit, that is their own benefit, but that decision may not be in the benefit of the organization. Let's prove this one, beta. So very simple example. There are two departments, alpha and beta. Available investment project 20 lakh rupee. 20 lakh rupee means a new investment opportunity is there in department alpha and department beta, and coincidentally the amount is rupee 20 lakh. Controllable contribution 2 lakh rupee will be earned from this new investment of 20 lakh, and 1.4 lakh will be earned from this new investment of 20 lakh. Return on the proposed project, they have already calculated the ROI. 2 lakh divided by 20 lakh, it will be 10%. 1.4 lakh divided by 20 lakh, it will be 7%. This is the new investment. The present investment of the department is 13%. ROI is 13%, while department alpha is 5%. And overall cost of capital of the company is 8%, because department will not take capital from the market. Company will arrange the capital from the market, either from shareholder or from the lender. So the cost of capital of the company is 8%. Now we are saying that Decision taken on the basis of ROI may not promote goal congruence. May not promote goal congruence. है ना? Please write down, beta. Answer. Give the heading in your copy. Answer of example given in page number 11. Page number 7.11. पेज नंबर 7.11 में जो एग्जांपल दिया है उसका अपन सॉल्यूशन कर रहे हैं. डिपार्टमेंट अल्फा, प्लीज राइट डाउन बेटा. डिपार्टमेंट अल्फा, डिपार्टमेंट बीटा. What is the decision? Viewpoint of department. No. Yes. Viewpoint of company. Point number 1. Point number 2. Can you please tell me, beta, why department alpha is not at all interested in this new investment? Don't answer to me. Just think on your own, beta, without referring the solution part on the study material. Please look at the screen itself. You will find the question. Based on the question, just decide how department alpha manager has came to the conclusion that this new investment is not required by that particular department. क्यों उसने रिजेक्ट कर दिया ये पर्टिकुलर न्यू इन्वेस्टमेंट? व्हाट इज द थॉट प्रोसेस? डू नॉट आंसर इट टू मी बेटा, जस्ट थिंक ऑन योर ओन, बिकॉज व्हेन यू थिंक ऑन योर ओन दैट विल कैरी टू द एग्जामिनेशन. ओके, तो मैं समय देता हूं बेटा आपको 1 मिनट का, सोचिए आप अपने लेवल पे. बताओ बेटा क्या व्यू था उसका? Presently, the department is earning 13% ROI. Okay. Department knows that at the end of the period, their performance will be measured on the basis of ROI. Okay. If department alpha is not in favor of investment, the ROI is 13% through which performance will be evaluated. But if department alpha invest in this new project, the ROI of the new project is 10%. That is below the current ROI. If it considers that new investment, the overall ROI will come down from 13%. 13% से वो कम हो जाएगी, and definitely it will have the negative impact on the performance of the departmental manager. तो सिंपल सा रूल है उस डिपार्टमेंटल मैनेजर का, whether new investment is providing me higher ROI as compared to the existing one. If the new investment is providing higher ROI as compared to the existing ROI, the department will take investment decision in favor. And if it is no, the department will be against the new capital investment. है ना? लिखिए बेटा. Please write down. thought process of departmental manager. Write down the very first point. Thought process of departmental manager. Thought process of departmental manager. Please write down. Next line. If the ROI from the new investment, if the ROI from the new investment is more than the existing ROI comma, then the manager will be in favor of capital investment. Then the manager will be in favor of capital investment. Full stop. Next line में लिखे. In case of department alpha, in case of department alpha, comma, new investment ROI is just 10%, comma, as compared to the existing ROI of 13%. As compared to the existing ROI of 13%, 1-3. Write down second point बेटा, एक लाइन ड्रॉप करके second point लिखे. ROI of new investment, ROI of new investment is more than ROI of new investment is more than the existing ROI. इसलिए वो फेवर में लेगा बेटा, क्योंकि आज का ROI 5% है, जबकि न्यू इन्वेस्टमेंट का ROI 7% है. If new investment has been considered, then the existing ROI will increase. Weighted average जब हम करेंगे तो. Okay. Now from company's viewpoint, कंपनी के व्यू पॉइंट से अगर हम सोचे, so company will not be in favor of making investment in department beta, while company will be in favor to make investment in department alpha. Now the question is why? Department alpha में company investment करना चाहती है. It will be the interest of the organization. While in department beta, company is not interested to make the investment in beta. तो आप मुझे बताइए बेटा, कंपनी किस व्यू पॉइंट से सोच रही है कि क्या डिपार्टमेंट को इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाहिए या नहीं? What is the thought process of the company, whether a department should do the investment or not? Can you please tell me बेटा? I'm waiting for your answer. Can you please tell me what is the thought process of the company that in department alpha, company is interested to make the investment, while in department beta, company is not interested to make the investment? Karthik, your answer is partially correct, beta, because the terminology you used is not proper, है ना? You written that ROI for department beta. Can you please check that terminology and add something that will be more relevant and it will clarify? Very good, beta. Very good. So the company's view, all the students have given the correct answer, that the return ROI of new investment, this is very important beta, not the existing one. ROI of new investment, if more than the company's cost of capital, then definitely company wants the department to make the new investment. लिखिए बेटा, third point. Write down point number 3. if ROI of new investment, if ROI of new investment if more than the cost of capital of the company, if ROI of new investment is more than the cost of capital of the company, comma, then company is interested, then company is in favor, then company is in favor that department should go for new investment. Then company will be in favor, that department will go for new investment. ओके बेटा, क्लियर है पॉइंट? चलिए, तो अपन क्या हमने इसी में लिखे ना बेटा, नेक्स्ट लाइन में लिखे, सिंस न्यू इन्वेस्टमेंट आरओआई इज 10%, while cost of capital is 8%, comma, thus company wants department alpha to make investment. Thus company wants department alpha to make new investment. This example we have taken to prove that ROI may not encourage goal congruence. ये जो एग्जांपल है ना, ये इसी को प्रूव करने के लिए था कि evaluating divisional manager on the basis of ROI may not encourage goal congruence, that whatever decision is being taken by the department is not benefiting the organization as a whole. तो इसको आप प्रूव कर सकते हैं बेटा इस एग्जांपल के थ्रू. देखिए, डिपार्टमेंट ने बोला है मुझे ये इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं करना है, आई डू नॉट वांट टू मेक दैट इन्वेस्टमेंट, व्हाइल कंपनी चाहती है कि डिपार्टमेंट ये इन्वेस्टमेंट करे ताकि कंपनी को ओवरऑल बेनिफिट हो. सो डिपार्टमेंट अल्फा ने डिसीजन लिया कि मुझे इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं करना है, बट दैट इज नॉट इन द बेनिफिट ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, बिकॉज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चाहती है कि डिपार्टमेंट इन्वेस्टमेंट करे. व्हाइल इन केस ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट बीटा, डिपार्टमेंट हैव डिसाइडेड दैट यस आई विल मेक द न्यू इन्वेस्टमेंट, but company is forcing department beta that you should not do the new investment because company is not able to recover its cost of capital. Okay, so whatever decision is being taken by the department is not promoting the concept of goal congruence if the performance measurement model is ROI, है ना. तो इसकी limitation को, इसके disadvantage को, to overcome the disadvantage of ROI, we will discuss the next method, that is residual income, RI, है ना, after the break. So let's take a break of beta 15 minutes, and after the break we will start the concept of RI. Once the concept of ROI and RI is over, there are 3 questions that we will solve of this particular concept, ROI and RI, है ना. I think 2 or 3 questions are available in the study material, while there is a very good question available in the case study diagram. We will also do that one, but not today. Time will not permit to complete that case study question today. Definitely in the next session tomorrow we will cover that one, right? So let's take a break of 15 minutes. We will back sharp at 1946. Okay, चलिए बेटा, 1946 तक ब्रेक है आपका. चलिए बेटा, तो अब अपन पढ़ते हैं रेसिडुअल इनकम, द सेकेंड मॉडल ऑफ फाइनेंशियल परफॉर्मेंस मेजरमेंट, दैट इज रेसिडुअल इनकम, जिसको हम एब्रीवेशन RI भी बोलते हैं, है ना। अच्छा खासा कंपैरिजन होगा व्हेन एवर यू स्टडी RI, द कंपैरिजन शुड बी विथ ROI. Whenever you study ROI, that ROI should be compared with RI, है ना। तो सबसे पहले, जैसा सबसे पहला पॉइंट था, in which denomination ROI is expressed. ROI is expressed in percentage denomination, technically known as relative terms, while RI is denominated in absolute terms. मतलब रुपी टर्म्स में हम इसको डिनोट करते हैं. And what is the disadvantage of ROI? The ROI disadvantage is they may not promote the concept of goal congruence. उस लिमिटेशन के कारण a new method has evolved which promote the goal congruence, है ना. तो इसको हम एब्सोल्यूट टर्म्स में मेजर करते हैं, ठीक है. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय रेसिडुअल इनकम? रेसिडुअल इनकम एक जो कंसेप्ट होता था ना बेटा, सुपर प्रॉफिट के समान, जो आपने वैल्यूएशन ऑफ गुडविल में पढ़ा है, ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर है ये कंसेप्ट RI का, रेसिडुअल इनकम. whatever whatever profit is earning by the department, from that particular profit we will deduct a notional cost of capital of the company. Once again beta, once again, what we are saying, we are saying the meaning of that particular concept RI. Whatever contribution are being earned by that particular department, we will deduct from that particular contribution a notional charge on investment multiplied by cost of capital. That will cover the notional cost of capital. And if after that, if still there is a positive contribution, that positive contribution is known as residual income. फिर जो आपके पास बचा हुआ है उसे हम residual income बोलेंगे. If residual income is favorable, definitely it motivates the department to invest in that new project. Also, it motivates the company because it's already the company has recovered the cost of capital. तो दीजिए बेटा, हेडिंग दीजिए residual income. Residual income. Write down the very first point. It is expressed in relative terms. It is expressed in relative terms. That is rupee. Now write down the second point, meaning. मीनिंग में लिखे बेटा, रेसिडुअल इनकम इज द एक्सेस ऑफ कंट्रोलेबल प्रॉफिट, इज द एक्सेस ऑफ, ये वर्ड बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, एक्सेस ऑफ, इज द एक्सेस ऑफ कंट्रोलेबल प्रॉफिट ओवर notional cost of capital. Over notional cost of capital. एक लाइन ड्रॉप करके लिखे बेटा, फॉर्मूला डिविजनल कंट्रोलेबल प्रॉफिट, divisional controllable profit less notional cost of capital. And what will be the formula of notional cost of capital? It's very simple beta. Controllable investment, controllable assets multiply by, I am using the technical word KE, cost of capital. So this is residual income, RI. If RI is positive, then definitely it will encourage the department to invest in that new project, because based on residual income, departmental performance will be evaluated. If the residual income is positive, the department is ready to make new investment, and company is also happy because company has already recovered its cost of capital. After that, still there is a positive RI, which means that not only company will recover the cost of capital, but company will earn more over and above the cost of capital. If this is a negative one, suppose the RI is negative one, so definitely based on RI, we are evaluating the performance of a department. So department would not like to invest in this new proposal because it has a negative RI. Also, company is not interested, since because of negative RI, the divisional controllable profit is not enough to cover the notional cost of capital of the company. Therefore, company will also be not interested, है ना? तो जो limitation था ROI का कि ROI may not promote goal congruence, that limitation has been overcome by this particular concept, residual income, है ना? लिखिए बेटा, 4 पॉइंट लिखिए. एडवांटेज नहीं, इसके पहले जस्ट अ मिनट यहां पे लिखिए डिविजनल कंट्रोलेबल प्रॉफिट, divisional controllable profit and divisional controllable assets comma calculation are 100% same, comma calculation are 100% same, again comma as done in ROI. तो ROI में भी आपने कंट्रोलेबल डिविजनल प्रॉफिट निकाला था, वहां पे भी आपने कंट्रोलेबल डिविजनल इन्वेस्टमेंट निकाला था. द कैलकुलेशन विल रिमेन सेम. जस्ट कट कॉपी पेस्ट करना है. व्हेनेवर यू रिक्वायर्ड कंट्रोलेबल डिविजनल प्रॉफिट फॉर RI, जस्ट कॉपी द डेटा फ्रॉम ROI. इट विल हैव द सेम नंबर्स. उसमें ₹1 का भी डिफरेंस नहीं आने वाला. राइट डाउन द 4 पॉइंट. Write down the 4 point. Advantage. Goal congruence will promote, nahi, goal, sorry. Residual income will promote goal congruence. That is, decision taken by the department will be in the favor of organization. Decision taken by the department will be in favor of the organization. Can you tell me the disadvantage? But it's very simple. When you compare ROI with RI, you can easily communicate me what will be the disadvantage of RI. क्योंकि ये इसका एडवांटेज है कि इट विल प्रमोट गोल कॉन्ग्रुएंस. इट्स वेरी सिंपल बेटा. जस्ट व्हेन यू कंपेयर इट विद ROI, you can easily tell me what will be the disadvantage of RI. What will be the disadvantage of RI? मैं वेट कर रहा हूं बेटा, जल्दी से आप मुझे रिप्लाई कीजिए. व्हाट विल बी द डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ RI का क्या डिसएडवांटेज है? Compare it with ROI and you will easily get the answer. ओके कार्तिक, नॉट कंपेरेबल विद डिवीजन. ओके, सो यही डिसएडवांटेज है बेटा. जो एडवांटेज ROI का था, द सेम विल अपीयर एज अ डिसएडवांटेज इन ROI. बट देयर इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड, है ना. दे आर RI इज नॉट कंपेरेबल among department of different file. ये बहुत important word है, of different file. If the departmental files are same, then the RI of two different department can be easily compared. Just check the example. We have taken the example of mutual fund investment and the investment of shares, and we have been told that the investment in mutual fund, if I'm not wrong, I have considered rupee 10 lakh, and in shares I have considered rupee 15 lakh. Okay, suppose the return in rupee if 1,20,000 and it's 1,50,000 rupee. So when you compare the RI, residual income, based on the absolute terms, you will create an impression that the investment in shares are more profitable. Because they are generating a contribution of 1,50,000 as against the total contribution of 1,20,000. But this is not the case. They are misguiding you, because the investment is rupee 15 lakh. 1,50,000 is being earned from an investment of rupee 15 lakh, while 1,20,000 is being earned from an investment of rupee 10 lakh. If we convert this into percentage terms, it will be 12% and it will be 10%. So when the data is expressed on percentage term, the investment in department are comparable. It provide a better conclusion that mutual fund investment are giving more return. But when you compare the data in absolute terms, that is rupee, it might misguide you because of the different size of the department. If the size of the department are same, definitely that data can be easily comparable. If the mutual fund investment and the investment in share are of equal amount, say 10 lakh rupee, then it will be easily comparable that which investment is generating more return as compared to the other. Clear है बेटा? चलिए लिखिए इसमें आप, RI cannot be used. RI cannot be used RI cannot be used to compare divisional performance when department are of different size. इसको आप रेड पेन से अंडरलाइन कीजिएगा बेटा. When departments are of different size. देखिए बेटा, इसी क्वेश्चन को लेके चलते हैं जो अपन ने किया था आरओआई के लिए. अब इसी को अगर मैं आरआई के फॉर्मूले से सॉल्व करूं, तो मुझे चेक करना है वेदर इट विल प्रमोट द कंसेप्ट ऑफ गोल कॉन्ग्रुएंस और नॉट. सो देखिए, सबसे पहले कंट्रोलेबल कंट्रीब्यूशन. ओके, कंट्रोलेबल कंट्रीब्यूशन मुझे दिया हुआ है 2 लाख रुपए है. ठीक है बेटा. डिपार्टमेंट बी में कंट्रोलेबल कंट्रीब्यूशन 1,40,000 है. ठीक है. माइनस, मुझे माइनस करना है नोशनल कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल. What is the investment? 20 lakh. What is the cost of capital? 8%. So the notional cost of capital is 1,60,000. Here also investment is same, 1,60,000. So department alpha is generating a positive RI of 40,000 and department beta is generating a negative RI of 20,000. It means the controllable contribution is not sufficient to recover the cost of capital. तो पहले डिपार्टमेंट अल्फा के बारे में बताइए. If department alpha performance measure will be based on RI, whether department alpha will make the new investment? Yes, because it is providing department alpha a positive RI. Whether company would like to invest in department alpha? Yes, because the cost of capital is 8%, while there is a positive return of 40,000. Even after recovering the cost of capital, company will be able to earn 40,000 rupees. So company would like to invest. व्हाट अबाउट डिपार्टमेंट बीटा? क्या डिपार्टमेंट बीटा अपने डिपार्टमेंट में इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाहेगा? नो, बिकॉज डिपार्टमेंट बीटा नोज दैट देयर performance will be measured based on RI, and since RI is negative, therefore department beta is not interested in making the new investment, while company also wants the same because new investment is earning just 7% while the company's cost of capital is 8%. क्लियर हुआ? तो 100% ये प्रूव हो जाता है कि बेस्ड ऑन RI व्हाट हैपन, बेस्ड ऑन RI हम यहां पे गोल कॉन्ग्रुएंस को प्रमोट करते हैं। क्लियर है बेटा? चले a very simple illustration has been given in page number 13. Please open page number 13. A very simple illustration has been given. Let's start. LNG Limited has 3 departments. Its desired rate of return is 14%. कंपनी के पास 3 डिपार्टमेंट है. Its desired rate of return, its मतलब कंपनी, so we can assume this as a cost of capital in the absence of information. Okay, department L, department N, department G. Operating assets, it means fixed asset as well as working capital, been given to you. What is the operating income that has been given to you for all the department? LNG Limited has rupee 8 lakh of additional cash to invest in one of the divisions. This is the current investment the company is having along with the department. Now company is having 8 lakh rupee of additional cash that will be invested in one of the department L, N or G. Okay. The divisional managers have identified investment opportunities for rupee 8 lakh that are expected to yield the following ROI. If the investment is done by L, the expected ROI for additional investment, जो नया investment है, उस पे हम 16% कमाएंगे. So ROI is already calculated for you. If department N makes that investment, 12% ROI will be earned on additional investment, while 15% ROI will be earned on additional investment by department G. है ना? तो आप एक काम कीजिए बेटा, रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट नंबर 1 से 5 तक एक बार आप अपने लेवल पे सोचिए. व्हाट विल बी द आंसर? राइट डाउन योर आंसर इन अ वेरी प्रिसाइज मैनर ऑन योर ग्राफ पे. आई एम गिविंग यू कंप्लीट 5 minutes ऑफ टाइम. इट्स अ वेरी वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन बेटा, अनडाउटेडली, एंड आई थिंक 5 minutes विल बी सफिशिएंट टू आंसर ऑल द 5 रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट. ओके, सो बहुत प्रिसाइसली आप अपनी कॉपी में नोट डाउन कर लीजिएगा अपने रिक्वायरमेंट पार्ट 1 के बारे में क्या सोचा, सो दैट व्हेनेवर वी चेक यू शुड हैव द आंसर टू क्रॉस चेक द सेम. Okay, so I'm giving you beta 5 minutes of time to solve requirement parts of this particular question, and I'm quite confident that you will be able to provide me the correct answer. apply your logics beta. It's very, very important that you must complete this question on your own without the help of mine or the solution available with you. One more minute if available with you, beta. Those students which have not yet solved all the requirement part are requested to solve all the same. I'm waiting, beta. I'm waiting for 1 more minute. चलिए बेटा, तो स्टार्ट करें। तो सबसे पहले आपको पूछता है आज आप कितना आरओआई कमा रहे हैं। तो सिंपली वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट 345,600 divided by 19,20,000. So currently we are earning 18% ROI. Okay, then 173,250 divided by 10,50,000. So we are earning 16.5% ROI. And 167,280 divided by 12,30,000. So it is 13.6%. Okay, beta. So we are expected to calculate the ROI for each division, and which divisional manager is currently providing the highest ROI. Department L is providing the highest ROI. This is the answer of first requirement part. Second requirement part, based on ROI, identify the divisional manager who would be the most eager to accept the additional investment fund. और इसी का उल्टा, based on ROI, identify the divisional manager who would be the least eager to accept the additional investment fund. Departmental manager will take decision if the proposed ROI is more than the existing ROI, then only they are interested. Please check, the existing ROI is 18%, while the proposed ROI is 16%. Department L is not interested. The existing ROI is 16.5%, while the proposed ROI is 12%. Department L is not interested. Department G ROI is 13.6%, while the proposed ROI is 15%. Therefore, for requirement part number 2, the answer will be Department G would be the most eager among the 3 departments to accept the new investment decision. Now, requirement part number 3, who would be the least eager? तो देखिए, डिपार्टमेंट एल भी नहीं करना चाहता ये इन्वेस्टमेंट और डिपार्टमेंट एन भी ये इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं करना चाहता, because both are having more ROI, existing ROI than the proposed ROI. But least eager इनमें से होगा डिपार्टमेंट एन, because यहां पे जो परसेंटेज डिफरेंस है वो है 4.5 का. So the weighted average after the investment by N will be much lower as compared to department L. So जो third requirement part है, the answer will be department N will be the least eager to accept the investment decision. ठीक है? State the division that offers the best investment opportunity for LNG Limited. कंपनी के व्यू पॉइंट से सबसे बेटर अपॉर्चुनिटी कौन हमें प्रोवाइड कर रहा है? So definitely company ROI is 14%, while department L is providing you 16% ROI on this new additional investment. Therefore, from company's perspective, department L is the best one. क्लियर है? चलिए बेटा, अब क्या पूछा है फिर नेक्स्ट कि कॉन्फ्लिक्ट क्यों हो रहा है सेकंड में और फोर्थ में? बिकॉज ROI is based on the concept that departmental manager will take decision that benefits the department while it may not benefit the company. तो जो गोल कॉन्ग्रुएंस वाला कंसेप्ट था वो जिसके कारण यहाँ पे डिपार्टमेंट का डिसीजन इज नॉट नेसेसरीली फेवरिंग द कंपनी. अब यहाँ पे हमें करना है हाउ द रेसिडुअल इनकम परफॉर्मेंस मेजर कुड मोटिवेट द एम्प्लॉय. तो यहाँ पे आप तीनों डिपार्टमेंट के लिए आप वो न्यू इन्वेस्टमेंट का RI निकालेंगे. जिसका भी RI ज्यादा आएगा डेफिनेटली कंपनी के फेवर में होगा कि वही ये इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी एक्सप्लोर करे. क्लियर है बेटा? तो बहुत बहुत सिंपल क्वेश्चन था, अ वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन अवेलेबल इन द स्टडी मटेरियल. नाउ व्हाट वी विल डू सम मोर क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम टेस्ट योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग लेवल. जो लास्ट में क्वेश्चन होते हैं ना बेटा, उसको अपन स्टार्ट करते हैं. एक बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है कि क्या इसमें मैनिपुलेशन किया जा सकता है ROI में डिपार्टमेंटल मैनेजर के द्वारा, सो दैट ईयर बाय ईयर देयर परफॉर्मेंस अपीयर्स टू बी बेटर ऑन पेपर, है ना? तो क्या ये किया जा सकता है? उसके लिए एक अच्छा क्वेश्चन है अपने पास. जल्दी से बेटा एक काम करें, आप क्वेश्चन नंबर सेकेंड एक बार न्यूज़पेपर रीडिंग लगाए, है ना? रीड आउट क्वेश्चन नंबर सेकेंड, न्यूज़पेपर रीडिंग लगाना है. फिर अपन इसका then we will discuss the solution. तो टोटल 4 स्टेप में हो रहा है. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू आर मेकिंग अ रीडिंग ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, न्यूज़पेपर रीडिंग on your own in the next 4 to 5 minutes. After that we will interpret each and every line, discuss the point, and then again time will again be provided by you to solve the numerical part of the question, है ना? चलिए बेटा, तो मैं समझ देता हूं आपको 4 to 5 minutes का. Have a reading of question number 2. After that we will combinedly interpret question. Okay, चलिए, तो 2 minutes है आपके पास, सॉरी 4 to 5 minutes अवेलेबल है आपके पास. It's a very important question है ना. Please make a newspaper reading very seriously, बेटा. चलिए बेटा, अब इस क्वेश्चन को साथ में पढ़ते हैं. बहुत ही अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. आई थिंक इफ यू वांट टू रिवाइज इन लास्ट डे बिफोर रिवीजन, दिस इज द क्वेश्चन which should be considered in the last day before revision, because the very first question which we have just done now, while this question also is comparatively very simple. Question number 2 is super regarding revision of the concept of ROI. ठीक है, NRI. देखिए बेटा, स्टार्ट कर रहा हूं. BYD Alloy Limited first opened its door in 1991 for business, and now it is a major supplier of metals supporting over a dozen different industries and employs experts to support each industry. Useless line है. The only important point is the name of the company, BYD Alloy. Rest detail are not relevant to us. This include wood and panel product manufacturing. यहां पे भी हमारे लिए कोई काम का नहीं है. यहां से हमारा क्वेश्चन चालू होता है बेटा. The company has two department, Department Y and Department D. Company is having two department, Department Y and Department D. Each department work as an investment center separately. Means full autonomy has been given to that particular department Y and D to make their investment decision on their own, and at the end of the period, company will evaluate their decision based on either ROI or RI. Salary of each departmental manager is 7,20,000 per annum, with the addition of annual performance related bonus based on divisional ROI. So the salary is a type of semi-variable cost from the viewpoint of company. They will be paid fixed salary of 7,20,000, and then if ROI of the department is better, they will be provided annual performance related pay, and their performance will be measured by ROI, return on investment. A minimum ROI of 12% is expected to be achieved by each divisional manager. So they have been given the target that what minimum ROI we are expecting. We are expecting minimum ROI of 12%. If a manager achieves only 12% target, he will not be rewarded a bonus. However, for every whole 1 point above 12%, which the division achieve for the year, a bonus equal to 3% of annual salary will be paid. है ना? तो एक बार ये लाइन दोबारा आप पढ़े बेटा, जो मैंने हाईलाइट किया वो उसको दोबारा पढ़िए और मुझे बताइए, अगर कोई डिपार्टमेंटल मैनेजर का आरओआई सपोज 14.9% आ रहा है, हाउ मच बोनस दैट डिपार्टमेंटल मैनेजर विल गेट. दिस इज अ प्योर अजम्पशन है ना, हमने मान लिया कि 14.9% है, तो जो हाईलाइटेड लाइन है उसके आधार पे हमें बताइए कितना बोनस दैट डिपार्टमेंटल मैनेजर विल बी एलिजिबल, एंड सैलरी 7,20,000 पर एनम. If ROI of a particular department is suppose 14.9, then how much bonus that departmental manager is eligible to get? Bhavin has given the correct answer. Bhaumik also has given the correct answer. South Indian student beta, that's not the correct answer. Pradeep, not the correct answer. Aniket, that's not the correct answer. Karthik, Pradeep, no beta. Jyoti, you have given the correct answer. Those who have not given the correct answer, beta, please read out that line once again, beta. Please read out that line once again, and then you will be able to provide me the correct answer. No, Soham beta, that's not 8.7% of salary. That's the wrong one. Shijesh, that's the correct answer. Rashmi, no beta, that's not the correct answer. देखिए बेटा, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट था ये वाला. फॉर एवरी 1% पॉइंट, एवरी होल लिखा है ना, it means if the ROI is in percentage, you have to ignore the ROI in percentage term. 14.9 should be considered as 14% because they have written this word for every whole 1%. Even if it is 14.98, we have to ignore 0.98 and the ROI will be assumed as 14% for the purpose of calculation. If the ROI is 15.02, it will be considered as 15%. We will ignore whatever decimals are there after the, whatever numbers are there after the decimal for 14%. 12% से ज्यादा तो 14 minus 12, 2%. For every 1% above 12%, they will be paid 3% of annual salary. 12% से ज्यादा जितने भी परसेंटेज होंगे, कंप्लीट परसेंटेज, हर एक परसेंट के लिए 3% एनुअल सैलरी का बोनस मिलेगा. सो द ROI इफ 14%, so for 2% increase in ROI, about 12%, they will be eligible to get 6% annual salary bonus. So the annual salary is 7,20,000. So 7,20,000 multiply by 6%. So it will be 43,200. क्लियर है बेटा? बढ़ूं आगे? एनी डाउट इन दिस पॉइंट? कम्युनिकेट करें जल्दी से अगर कोई भी डाउट हो तो इसमें आपको. रश्मि, डाउट क्लियर है बेटा? प्रदीप, क्लियर हो गया है? बड़े आ गए पवन. देखिए subject to a maximum bonus of 20% of annual salary. तो यहां पे उन्होंने एक लिमिट लगा दिया है कि बोनस विल नॉट एक्सीड 20% of annual salary. Okay. The figures belonging to March ended 21 are given below. Revenue has been given, profit has been given, हेड ऑफिस कॉस्ट हैज बीन गिवन, नेट प्रॉफिट, नॉन करेंट एसेट मीन फिक्स्ड एसेट, ये आपका हो गया करेंट एसेट, दिस इज द करेंट लाइबिलिटी। ओके, ड्यूरिंग द फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2021 एफएआई जो मैनेजर है डिपार्टमेंट डी का invested 13.6 million in new equipment including an advanced cutting machine which will increase productivity by 10% per annum. So जो डिपार्टमेंट डी है उसका जो मैनेजर है, द मैनेजर हैव इन्वेस्टेड 13.6 मिलियन, जो एक एडवांस कटिंग मशीन में इन्वेस्टमेंट था, ड्यू टू दैट द प्रोडक्टिविटी विल इंक्रीज बाय 10%. ओके, HAI, who is the manager of Department Y, has made no investment during the year. Even its computer system needs updation. Department Y का जो computer system है, that is in the need of updation. Even after that requirement, Department Y has made no new investment whatsoever. Department Y manager has already delayed payment of its supplier due to limited cash and bank balance, although the cash balance at division Y is still better than in division D. Y का कैश बैलेंस फिर भी बेटर है, पर भी वो डिले कर रहा है। ठीक है, फॉर ईच डिवीजन कंप्यूट ROI फॉर द ईयर एंडेड 31st March 2021 एंड जस्टिफाई द फिगर यूज्ड इन योर कैलकुलेशन। ओके बेटा, तो सबसे पहले अपन ROI निकालते हैं दोनों ही डिपार्टमेंट का, Department Y and Department D. So what is the formula of ROI? ROI is equal to controllable profit divided by controllable assets into 100. तो अब आप मुझे सिर्फ एक काम करें बेटा, मुझे डिपार्टमेंट वाई का कंट्रोलेबल प्रॉफिट का अमाउंट बता दीजिए। इफ यू कैन कैलकुलेट द कंट्रोलेबल प्रॉफिट ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट वाई, द सेम टेक्निक इज टू बी अप्लाइड टू कैलकुलेट डिपार्टमेंट डी प्रॉफिट। डिपार्टमेंट वाई का कंट्रोलेबल प्रॉफिट कितना है आप मुझे ये बता दीजिए। whether the controllable profit is 2760 or it's 5290. Bhavin beta, please reconsider your answer. That's not the correct one. Please communicate beta. Definitely, it should be 5290 because we require the controllable profit. Okay, the factors which are in the control of the departmental manager should only be considered. While from 5290, they have deducted head office cost. Head office cost is not in the control of the department. Therefore, the 2760 contains the uncontrollable factor also. Therefore, 5290 and 3940 will be considered for numerator. Now, so 5290 and 3940. 5290 and 3740. Okay, now tell me the denominator of department Y. Y का denominator का मुझे amount बताइए आप. What is the amount of denominator of department Y? हमें चाहिए कंट्रोलेबल एसेट्स। ओके बेटा, बहुत सिंपल है। तो देखिए, ये 3 ट्रांजैक्शन हम कंसिडर करेंगे। 19,520 प्लस 4960 माइनस 5920, तो हमारा टोटल नेट एसेट आ जाएगा इंक्लूडिंग द वर्किंग कैपिटल। फॉर व्हाट इज द अमाउंट? 19,520 प्लस 4960 minus 5920. So this is 18,560, and here 29,960 plus 6520 minus 2,800, it's 33,680. क्लियर है? तो लिख दीजिए बेटा। So it's 18,560 and 33,680. So अब ROI निकालिए आप। It's 28.5%. While it's 11.10%. Okay. Also tell me the bonus amount. Who will be eligible for bonus? Both the department are eligible for bonus? No. Department Y is eligible for bonus because the ROI of department Y is more than 12%, while the ROI of department D is less than 12%. So department D will not be eligible for bonus. Okay. Now tell me, what will be the amount of bonus? कितना बोनस मिलेगा यहाँ पे? ये नॉट अप्लीकेबल हो जाएगा। यहां पे बताइए मुझे, what amount of bonus department Y manager is eligible? ओके बेटा, सो द बोनस अमाउंट इज 1,44,000। तो सबसे पहले जब हम बोनस का कैलकुलेशन करेंगे तो हमें 28% नहीं लेना, 28.5% नहीं लेना है। वी विल कंसिडर इट एज 28% माइनस 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 12%। 16% हमारा ROI ज्यादा है, अबाउट 12%. So for every 1%, they will provide us 3 times bonus. So it will be 48% of bonus, but the maximum percent is 20%. They have provided that maximum bonus is 20%. Although the manager is eligible for 48%, but the maximum bonus they will be getting is 20% of annual salary. Annual salary is 7,20,000 multiplied by 20%. So it will be 1,44,000 rupees. क्लियर है बेटा? डिपार्टमेंट डी इज नॉट एलिजिबल फॉर बोनस। आपको नहीं लगता बेटा, डोंट यू थिंक दैट दिस इज अनजस्टिफाइड फ्रॉम द व्यू पॉइंट ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट डी, दैट डिपार्टमेंट डी इज नॉट गेटिंग द बोनस? प्लीज थिंक ओवर इट बेटा, वेदर इट विल बी अनजस्टिफाइड ऑन द पार्ट ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट डी दैट ही इज नॉट एलिजिबल फॉर बोनस. Despite giving his best efforts, still he is uneligible for bonus. Don't you think it? Whether it will be justified not only for D, but for every hard-working employees in the organization? Think about it, beta. Don't answer in a hurry. सोचिए, डिपार्टमेंट Y को यहाँ पे बोनस मिला and that to the maximum bonus, while department Y has not worked in favor of organization. Department D has worked in favor of organization, but the calculation is not showing such efforts which have been provided by department D. So definitely it will not only demotivate department D, but also the similar category of employees in the organization. Think about that, beta, and then after 2 or 3 minutes, we will discuss the same. Just think over it, beta. It's a very, very important point whether it will be unjustified on the part of departmental D manager that he will be he is not eligible for bonus despite putting his best efforts, while the other departmental manager who is not working in favor of the organization, still he is getting the bonus, and that to the maximum bonus available in that category. Okay, beta? Hope you are thinking the same. देखिए बेटा, this performance measurement is not for an individual employee who is converting raw material into finished goods. This is for the departmental managers. Okay, they are working in the organization since long. They know what are the problems in the ROI. What happens when you make a new investment? The new investment will not generate its maximum profit from the very first year. It will take time. From second or third year, it will be able to generate its full profit. Okay. All such calculation are already being known by both the manager, department Y and department D. Department D already knows that if he makes a new investment to increase the productivity of the organization, definitely that new investment will not generate comparable profit in that year itself. So my weighted average ROI will be somewhat lower. Despite that knowledge, Department D has worked in the favor of the organization that we require the advanced cutting machinery We require the increase in productivity. Therefore, I have to make the investment. Although my weighted average cost of investment, my weighted average return of investment will be lower as compared to my existing ROI. In fact, Department Y is badly in need of computer updation, but Department Y also knows that if he makes investment on computer updation, definitely the investment will be higher. और जितना ज्यादा डिनोमिनेटर बड़ा होगा, higher the denominator number, lower will be the ROI. क्या बोलते हो बेटा आप? जितना बड़ा हमारा डिनोमिनेटर का नंबर होगा, उतना कम हमारा आरओआई का परसेंटेज होगा. सही है. For department Y also knows that if he makes investment, the denominator will increase and it will definitely reduce the ROI of the weighted average ROI of the department. So he has worked in his own interest, not in the interest of the company, and therefore he is eligible for the maximum bonus of 1,44,000. But if this pattern goes on in the organization, Department D will be penalized for taking the best decision in the favor of the organization at the cost of his annual bonus. And whenever other manager meet now, this discussion will be done that the manager of Department D has worked in the favor of the company, but in that particular year, Department D is not has not been received the bonus. So all the departmental manager will cultivate a habit that don't think about the company, just think about the departmental own interest, so that we can earn the maximum bonus of that particular financial year. Clear है बेटा? ये बहुत अच्छा point है. I am giving you some time to read out the content from the study material solution. देखिए, पहला requirement part क्या था इसका? What is the first requirement part? We have computed the ROI, we have computed the bonus, and now discuss whether ROI provides justifiable basis for computing the bonus of manager and the problem arising from its use at BYD. तो इसका एक बार आप solution पढ़िए बेटा. The solution is beautifully drafted. Solution number 2. Please read out the solution number 2, requirement part number 3. ये डिस्कशन आप पढ़िए बेटा, बहुत अच्छे से ड्राफ्टेड है. दिस डिस्कशन पार्ट अवेलेबल इन पेज नंबर 64. अवेलेबल इन पेज नंबर 64. बहुत बहुत अच्छे से ये पूरा डिस्कशन दिया है along with the calculation part, है ना. So I'm giving you complete 4 minutes of time to read out the discussion part so that a very super question completes. Okay, चलिए 4 मिनट है बेटा आपके पास. Okay, beta, have you read out the discussion? So this super question, है ना? So always keep this question even in last day before revision, and especially the part number 3rd, that departmental manager who is taking the decision in favor of the organization is being penalized by not giving the bonus, because if weighted average ROI if falls below the required benchmark of 12%. Okay, chaliye. So a promise has been done by you that you will provide minimum 15 to 20 minutes after the session is over regarding the revision of the today's session. Okay, beta. So अब session over हो रहा है बेटा. Give minimum 15 to 20 minutes of whatever we have studied in today's session, and then only your session will be deemed as completed. Okay, so this discipline is required for more 5 lectures of this particular chapter. Then definitely I will not request you to allot more 15 to 20 minutes once the session is over. Okay, beta. So chaliye, next session mein we will do one more question on ROI and RI from case study digest. And after that, we will start another important topic, economic value added. And try to complete the financial model in that lecture itself. And after that, we will start the non-financial model. Non-financial model will approximately take 4 lectures, depending on the completion of the economic value added. Okay, beta. Thanks a lot for watching the lecture. Thank you. God bless you all.